right, so today we're going to work on back bends, littler back bends, moving into bigger back bends. And I want to share a blog with you, lessons on the yogic path, uncovering the jewel within. And so if you have two blocks and a strap, that would be great. Our apex pose is going to be Ustrasana, camel pose, but we're going to do many things to prepare for that bigger back bend, and you may or may not decide that you want to take it. So we'll have other options that you've already done that you can slide in if you don't care for that. But I wanted to focus on heart opening, that heart, this heart space, right? And well, Sunday is Valentine's Day, and it's love for others, but it has to start with love for ourselves, right? It has to start with love for ourselves. So let's shimmy a little bit from side to side. I sent a playlist, Megan Miller's Spotify, and the playlist is called Aligned. So it should have come with your class, and if not, you can find it yourself. So we'll start there. Let's sit up really tall, align the spine, draw the navel center in and up. So right below, 2 inches below the belly button, draw in and up. And lift your pelvic floor muscles. You want to lift those pelvic floor muscles. Let the tips of the shoulder blades draw down, together rather, tips of the shoulder blades together, head of the arm bones back. And what we'll do is we'll just lift the skull a little bit to lengthen the back of the neck. And just imagine or feel that energy of the crown of the head stretching up to the ceiling, so elongating our spine. All right. Likely there is something you'd like to change about yourself. Maybe exercise more, quit a bad habit, or get organized. Most of us, even if we're pretty happy and satisfied with our lives, feel there's some way in which we could be better. A flaw we wish we could fix, a few pounds we'd like to shed, a couple of unwanted habits that we could eliminate. While having this intention to make healthy changes is undoubtedly a good thing, sometimes the desire to improve or upgrade our lives can lead us to beat ourselves up when we don't adhere perfectly to the course we've charted for ourselves. This harsh attitude towards oneself is actually counterproductive to the health and happiness we're intending to create through our resolutions. Within several passages of the Yoga Sutras potentially addresses overcoming negative patterns and behaviors. A central message of this text is that these behaviors do not disappear overnight, but may be overcome when worked on step by step. Positive change is possible when approached with a mindset of patience and self-compassion. When we decide we want to make a change in our lives, often we are identifying a negative behavior that we want to alter. However, sometimes instead of seeing it as simply a behavior or a habit, we see it as an inherent part of ourselves. Then when we mess up or we falter or fail to change, we believe there is something fundamentally wrong with us. Rather than surrendering to this denigrating attitude, we can take a step back and see the distinction between our behavior and our true selves. The Yoga Sutras describe in detail a specific process of examining the clutter in the mind that obscures the brilliance of the true self. Imagine the self as a luminous diamond. Over the course of our lives, this bright jewel becomes clouded by our experiences and by conditioned thoughts and behaviors. We consequently forget the inner radiance that still exists under the layers of dirt and dust. The practices of yoga are intended to rub off the layer by layer of this coating that obscures the clarity and beauty of the true self. As you work towards changing a behavior, it may be helpful to come back to this image of your behavior as a layer of dust, obscuring the brilliance that lies at your core. You don't need to completely overhaul yourself. You just need to do a little dusting. Rather than berating yourself each time you slip up, it's more productive to see the mistake as an opportunity to learn. It's also an opportunity to practice compassion towards yourself. to recognize that while you are making your best efforts to be healthy and happy, there may be some missteps along the way, and that is okay. As you work towards uncovering that bright jewel at your core, be kind to yourself. Acknowledge the inner source of wisdom, strength, and resilience that inspired you to make a healthy change. Look inside yourself honestly, openly, and with true compassion. All right. So let's take a couple of cleansing breaths. We'll close the mouth, take an inhale. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh. Let it go. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more, inhale in. And exhale, let it go. All right. From here, we'll wet the lips and take the tongue to the palate, the space behind the teeth. And breathe in using the Ujjayi pranayama. So you feel the tongue resting at the roof of the mouth, the palate. The mouth stays closed. So they get a nice rhythm with that breath. It could be faster or slower. Softer or louder. But try to integrate it. Perhaps feel the sensations of this breath. If you're feeling anxious or stressful, or your heart is heavy, or you're feeling grief or sadness, just be aware of those emotions, and emotions are energy in motion. Let's pause for a moment and sit up tall. Let the tips of the shoulder blades draw together again, head of the arm bones back. We're anchored down, but stretching through the crown of the head. And open up your eyes for a moment. We're going to do another simple pranayama. It's one of my favorites. It's called the yin breath. So we're going to take the right thumb and gently close the right nostril, the right channel closed. Your mouth will stay closed. I like to close my eyes, but you could keep your eyes open. And just breathe in and out of your left channel. So with this breath, we're tapping into the Chandra, the moon, the energy of the moon, the yin, the calm, cool, introspective, feminine aspects of our personality and of life. Let's take another breath or two like that. And just kind of let the right hand come down. If you need to sniff a little bit, take a moment and sniff. Sometimes when we close off the channels, it causes a little congestion. Okay. And just maybe close your eyes for a moment. We'll come into this space, and I'm going to share with you Om Namah Shivaya. This is, you probably have seen this at the studio. It's a mantra that Anusara tradition taps into quite a bit, and it's really perfect for our class today. So just sitting tall, Om Namah Shivaya Gurave. I bow to the goodness within myself, the true eternal teacher. Satchitananda Mortaye, This essence inside of me takes the form pure joy, pure awareness, and bliss. Nishva Panchaya Shantai A, always present, luminous, full of peace. This essence is my true nature. Niralambaya Tejase, independent in its existence, full of light, and always supporting me. So let's open up the eyes. If you're using my playlist, Megan Miller, Spotify, Aligned, or you can choose any of them if you prefer something else. All right, we're going to start, if it's available, in a seated hero's pose with props. Okay, now this might not be everyone's posture. We're opening up the quadriceps. You can come into a cross-legged position instead. If you're able to, you can come right into hero's pose, sitting on your heels, or you can always add some height. So that's one block, and that makes this less of a challenge. 2 blocks are really helpful if you're tight in the quadriceps, right? If you're tight in the quadriceps. I'm going to start. I'm just going to keep one for now. And let's spread our toes nice and wide, press down into the feet, and maybe just take our fingertips. If you're with me, you can be in a cross-legged position and just massage the arch of your foot a little bit, okay? This gets really tight from having your feet in shoes all the time. All right. And then let your hands rest on your thighs and let the shoulders shrug up and then bring the shoulders down. Shoulders up and then shoulders down. Once again, shoulders shrug up and then let them rest them down. Draw the shoulders back. Just take a couple of breaths here. If you're in pain or suffering, please release this. Another breath there. And then come out with your hands. Just keep your block there and then cover the tops of the feet. Break up some of that congestion in your feet. Right, and then we're just going to sink back for a moment and let the shoulders draw down away from the ears. Couple breaths. And then come forward, paddle your feet. And then we'll sink back for just a moment. Maybe it's getting a little more comfortable. If it's not, if there's pain, I want you to release it. And then one more time, let's come forward and paddle the feet. And then we'll sit back for just a moment. Try to keep your kneecaps closed, let the shoulders draw down, lift the chin a bit away from your chest, your heart space. All right, and then we'll open up the eyes. Move any props out of the way. And we're going to come into a cross-legged Sukhasana. Right, I'm going to start with my right ankle over my left. You can go the other way. All right, and let's place the hands on our thighs. Press down, draw the shoulders back, heart forward, and then exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Move just behind your breath. So this seated cat-cow, moving your spine between a back bend and a forward bend, actually. When we come forward, we're in extension of the spine. And when we round the back, we're in flexion. All right, just a couple more of that. Just waking up the spine. All right, now we'll uncross and just cross the other way for you. And let's take the right hand to the left thigh, the left fingertips behind us, stretch to the crown of the head. Inhale, fill the belly up. Exhale, pull the navel in and twist. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, pull the navel in and twist. One more time, inhale, generous breath. Pull the navel in and twist. One wind back to center and go the other way. So you're gonna lift the chin a bit, engage the core, fill the belly up with a super big breath. Pull the navel in and twist. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, navel draws in, twist. And one more time, inhale, super big breath like a Buddha belly breath. Pull the navel in and twist. And then we'll come back to center. All right, we're gonna come up to standing. We're gonna step into a wide leg position. Okay, so let's take our feet wide. Nice and wide. Your toes are gonna turn slightly in and your heels are turning slightly out. So it's a slight pigeon toe. And then from here, let's bend the elbows like cactus arms. Keep all this engaged, so the core is engaged, ribs draw down, navel draws in, pelvic floor lifts. And then we're just gonna turn, and we'll just take a turn to the left, and come back to center, take a turn to the right, come back to center, turn to the left, and back to center, and to the right, and back to center. Good, stretch the arms out, turn your left foot, and organize for warrior two. So left heel in line with your right ball mount or right heel. I like heel to heel. That's the forest alignment, forest yoga. That was my first teacher's training, but heel to ball mount is fine too. Feel it in your body, right? Feel it in your body. We're gonna keep the navel drawing, really reach to the fingertips. And let's press into the ball mount of your left foot and lift your left heel up. And then bring your left heel down. Lift your left heel up and bring your heel down. Let's do that again. Lift the heel up and bring the heel down. All right, and then from here, we're gonna reverse the warrior. Open the left hand, reverse the warrior. Now, if you can, pick up your left heel. I can feel my calf muscles feel kind of tight when I do this. Bring the left heel down, open the arms out, bring the left forearm against the left thigh and stretch the right arm up and over the ear. We'll open the arms out, reverse the warrior again. Open the arms out. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm up and over the ear. Really stretch, reach to the top fingertips to the edge of your right foot. And we'll bring this right arm behind us and take the half bind. Try to separate the ear and the shoulder. And take a few breaths here. Let's take one more breath. And either stay here or lift this left arm off of your thigh. This will add some extra core. So take it or leave it. Bring the left forearm against the thigh. Release the bind up and over the ear. Open to warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Left foot's going to turn in. Let's bend the elbows like cactus arms. Pull the navel in. Take a turn to the right. Come back to center. Turn to the left. Come back to center. Turn to the right. Come back to center. Turn to the left. We'll come back to center. Reach the arms up. We'll go the other way. Warrior two. Bend the right knee. Lying heel to heel or heel to ball mount. Press under all four corners of your feet and engage your core. All right, we'll take an inhale and exhale, lift the heel up. We'll drop the heel down. Let's lift the heel up and bring the heel down. Once again, pick up the heel and bring the heel down. Reverse, open up the right palm, reverse the warrior. And then let your right heel lift again if you can. And bring the right heel down. Open the arms out, warrior two. Bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Stretch and reach the left arm. Up and over the ear. We're going to take the left arm behind the back and take this half bind. Release the bind. Open to warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Open the arms out. Right forearm, right thigh, left arm up and over the ear. Take the half bind. Engage the core. You could lift this right arm up if you can add that in. Take it or lat for extra core. Bring the right forearm down. Let's release the bind. Open the arms out, warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Right foot will turn in, left foot will turn in. Bend the elbows behind your back. Stretch the knuckles to the floor. Lift the pelvic floor. We're going to take a humble warrior, this wide version of it. So hinging from the hips. Keep the navel drawing in. Start to lift the arms. And they could come a little or a lot. You can bow closer to your body if it's available. Or just a little bit. You can use a strap too if this is too much. How about some big cleansing breaths? Let's take another breath there. And then we walk the hands to the hips. Pull the elbows toward one another and strong legs rise up. Good, and then let's heel toe the feet together. Maybe shake the arms off a little bit, and we'll shake the feet off too. All right. Okay, so we're gonna come to the top of the mat and stand tall. Separate your feet at least hip width apart if you're tight in the back, or closer together if you're not, right? So you give yourself some space or not. Let's keep the core activated. We're gonna reach the arms up and hinge from the hips halfway down. Here the hands can come above or below your knees. If you're feeling more open, come down deeper. Good. Now bring your hands back and let's slide the left leg straight back. You could put a couple of blocks underneath your hands to connect you and the floor together. So see how that feels. You shouldn't be struggling, right? We're trying to use the arm muscles too. If there's not, they can't really touch the ground. If the hands can't touch, there's no action there. Right, outer hips are hugging in. Let's take a couple more breaths, waking up the big muscles in the back of the body. Let's take another moment there. Right, and we're going to keep the fingertips on the blocks of the floor. Take an inhale, and then exhale, kick off of your right heel and straighten your leg. You can put blocks again to facilitate this, and then bend the right knee and lunge. We're going to kick off the right heel and press to the ball on the right foot, straightening the right leg, and then bend the knee. And then one more time, let's kick off the heel and press to the ball mount of our foot. Good, bring the right foot down, left hand on the ground. I like to take my right hand into my hip crease, pin it back, and then extend through this right arm. We'll revolve. Reach the right arm up and over so the palm comes down and look underneath the right armpit. We'll bring the right hand down, let the left knee lower. We're going to take this nice deep hip flexor stretch. We already warmed up the hip flexors with the hero poses. We're just going to get a little bit more into these. The top of the thigh on the left side. Let's let the shoulders draw down. Focus on a long inhalation. So you're inhaling and exhaling, but lengthen your inhales. We'll take another couple of breaths. Let's take one more. And then straightening the right leg, half split. Press through the ball mount of your right big toe. You can come blocks on hands or no hands, or hands just on the mat. And what might feel nice is to take your left fingertips and just hold the top of your right foot and gently pull back. So for camel pose, our toes, our feet need to be open and comfortable. And as I said, when we use our shoes all the time, our feet get a little tender, right? They don't have as much space. All right, let's come forward. We're gonna pick up the back knee, step the back foot in to meet the front foot, take the right foot straight back. Let's just wake up here. We're gonna hold and breathe. Really stretch to the heel of your right foot and through the crown of your head. A few more moments here. Let's take another breath. And then we're going to press off the heel of the left foot as we straighten that leg and pull the toes up, and then bend the knee to lunge. So kick off your heels, straighten, press your foot down and lunge. Let's do that again. Kick off the left heel. We'll press to the ball mount of the left big toe, and then plant the left foot down. Let's come into this deep hip flexor stretch on the other side. And as I said, if you don't feel like there's a lot of length in your spine or you're not touching the ground, use your blocks. So self-care and, stepping out our ego, no judgment, self-compassion, understanding. Take another couple of long, deep breaths here. Try to breathe into the front of your right thigh, all the way up to the hip crease. Good. And then we're going to straighten the left leg. And I haven't forgotten, we're going to come back in a different way. So press through the left palm out of your left big toe. You can even take your right hand and gently draw the top of your foot back. Your toes a little stretch there. All right, and then we're going to walk forward and pick up our right knee. Let's take these revolve poses here. So right hand comes down, left thumb to your hip crease, stretch and reach the left arm up. And we're going to take the left arm up and over, palm down, spin your gaze underneath your left armpit. And then we'll take the left hand down, step back foot in to meet the front foot, all the way forward and hold here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Maybe it can be deeper. Since we've just opened up the back, the hamstring muscles and the hip flexors, we'll bring our chest closer to our thighs. You can hold your elbows or put your hands on a couple of blocks, right? Lots of choices here. And let's take some cleansing breath. All right, and then hands to the hips, elbows draw in, rise up, reach up, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart. Press into the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold or half forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Touch the ground, step the left foot straight back. Open the hands, step back, top of a push-up. Squeeze your inner upper arms together, pull the navel center in and up. Plankasana. And then press your hips to down dog. If your hamstrings still feel tight, you can walk your feet forward, right? So keep the length if that's available or not. Let's press the hands forward and down. Lift your heels, bring your knees down, touch the big toes, widen the knees. Take an inhale, exhale, we're gonna sink the hips back, child's pose. Let's lift the head, pull the knees to parallel, come onto the abdomen. Lift one foot at a time up and press your toes down. Lift your hands off the ground, we're gonna stretch the arms back. Bend the elbows, interlace the hands, stretch the knuckles towards your heels. Locust pose, bound locust, if you want to pick up your feet. Let's take a couple of breaths here. We'll focus on the inhalations. Let your toes drop, bring your hands by your ribs, curl your toes, press your hips up and back, down dog. And let's look up, lift our heels, step or hop to the front of our mat. Inhale, monkey, exhale, fold, press down and rise up, palms touch, and exhale, the hands to the heart center. So stay where you are. I'm going to change my position. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, monkey. Touch the ground. We're going to step the right foot straight back. Press into the hands. Step the left foot straight back, plank pose. Squeeze your inner upper arms together. The navel's drawing in towards your spine. Plankasana. Heels are pressing back. And now lift your hips to down dog. Let's hold and breathe here. Lift the heels, touch the knees down, big toes together, knees apart. Inhale, exhale, sink back. We'll take this stretch for the spine and the hips. Now lift your head. Let's hold the knees to parallel. We'll walk the knees back. Let your right leg lift, inner thigh to the ceiling, right foot comes down. Left leg lifts, inner thigh to the ceiling, left foot comes down, knees up off the ground. Pelvic floor lifts, hands float. Reach the arms behind you. Bend the elbows, interlace the hands, stretch the knuckles towards your heels. Pick up your feet if that's available. Focus on a long, strong inhalation with your exhalations. Shalabhasana Locust, a bound version. Let's take another big breath in, and then exhale. Good. Toes touch down, hands by the wrists. Lift the hips, we'll come back into down dog. Look to the top of the mat, take little steps, big steps, or a hop. We'll inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold, and rise all the way up. Reach up, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart. Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A, we'll take 2. Inhale, reach the arms up, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Top of a push-up plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana, so you're gonna rock forward. You could bend the knees or lower straight down, elbows straight back. Press into your feet, you could come into Cobra, High Cobra, Up Dog, or Sphinx. And then lift the hips up and back into Down Dog. Let's hold and breathe there. Lift your heels, take a deep inhale as you exhale, step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, fold, rise up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's go again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, top of a push-up plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana, your version. Into down dog. And let's hold and breathe here for a few rounds of breath. And then lift your heels, bring your knees to the ground. Look forward, soften the upper back, and you're gonna walk your hands out for playful puppy. So you're gonna soften between the tips of the shoulder blades. Come into a back bend in your upper back, and then drop your forehead. And let's take a couple breaths there. Stay where you are. I want to grab my phone. Make sure I know the time. Okay. Good, let's lift the head and walk the hands towards your knees for a moment. And we're gonna just grab a sip of water, all right? If you have some water, grab a little hydration. And then we'll keep going. So always pace yourself. Take what you need, right? Self-care, self-love. Let's interlace the hands and just take a few figure eights for your wrist. One direction, and then the other, okay? Alrighty. And then we'll just come to the center. Bring our hands back into the ground. We're gonna come to tabletop. All right, so claw the fingertips into the ground, squeeze the inner upper arms together, and let's take some cat-cows. So drop the belly, melt the heart. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Move just behind your breath. Good, and then come to neutral. We'll step the right foot forward and come into a kneeling position, all right, to low lunge. So the outer hips are gonna hug in, the ribs draw down, navel draws in, pelvic floor lifts. Let's make cactus arms again. Pull the navel center in. Now take an inhale and then exhale, turn to the right. And then we'll come back to center. Inhale, exhale to the right. Come back to center. Inhale, exhale to the right. We'll come back to center. Pull the arms behind us, bend the elbows, stretch the knuckles towards your back half. Open up your heart. And we'll take a open heart space pose here. And then navel draws it up and we're gonna fold toward our right back. Come back up and lift the arms up. Palms touch, hands to the heart. Left elbow coming across to the right thigh. You can keep your knee down or pick your knee up. See how that feels. All good. Let's open up the arms if that brings us joy. That movement usually makes me feel joyful. We're gonna bring the palms together, bring your knee down. Let your arms reach up. Lift out of your waistband and we'll take a back bend. Neutralize the spine, touch the ground. Pull the right knee back. Let's take the left foot forward. Keep lifting the pelvic floor. We're gonna make those cactus arms again. Take an inhale and then exhale, turn to the left. We'll come back to center. Inhale, exhale to the left. Come back to center. One more time. Inhale, we're stretching through the crown of the head. Exhale, take this twist. And then come back to center. Pull the arms behind us, bend the elbows, stretch the knuckles toward the floor. Open your heart space. Maybe just let your head fall back if that feels available. Bring your head to neutral and hinging from the hips. Let's take this stretch here. Bring the chest toward the thighs. All right, then we're going to come back through. Reach the arms up. Palms together, hands to the heart, right elbow to the left thigh. Taking this twisted low lunge. Pick up the back knee. If it's in your practice, add it in or let it go. Open the arms and breathe. Bring the palms together. We'll bring this knee down. Let the arms reach up. Lift out of the waistband, back bending. All right, neutralize the spine. Let's touch the ground. We're going to pick up the back knee, elevate and step the back foot in to meet the front foot. Hold and breathe for a few moments. We'll catch our breath. And then walk the hands to the hips and come all the way up. Reach up, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's come to the front of the mat. Reach the arms up and bend the knees, chair pose. And then straighten the legs, mountain. Bend the knees, chair. Straighten the legs, mountain. One more time, bend the knees, chair. Bring the palms together, hands to the heart. We're gonna pull the right elbow to the left thigh. Chair twist. And then come back to chair. Palms together, hands to the heart. Left elbow to the right thigh. Twist the other way. And then we'll come to chair. Straighten the legs. Exhale, fold. Halfway down or all the way down. Inhale, monkey stretch. Touch the ground, step all the way back with the left foot. Bring the right foot over a little bit. Let's spin the left foot flat and rise up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Now this is not in your wheelhouse. Take your left heel off the ground, high lunge. All right, and let's bring the hands, interlace them behind your skull. We're just going to open the elbows a little bit and just let the heart space widen and create space between the collarbones. All right, now we're going to come back to neutral. Pull the navel in and up and hinge. This is a lot of core. We're going to fold toward our right thigh. And then come back up. Good, reach the arms up. Open the arms. Let's take the right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Just hold your breath hold your breath. Use your breath for a moment. We'll just widen the back body. All right, take an inhale. Kick off your right heel, straighten the right leg. And then we'll bend the knee. That's the inhale. Exhale, straighten. Pull off your front toes, bend the knee. And then let's straighten and kick off the heel. Press the right foot down, fold again, humble. Warrior with eagle arms. We're gonna rise back up. Bring this right foot over, open the arms out, warrior 2. Take the left hand behind the back, half bind. We'll reverse the warrior with the bind. And then open the arms out. Take a deep breath in, exhale, straighten the right leg, stretch to the right, triangle pose. And let's breathe here. We'll rise up and bend the right knee, warrior two. Look at the right foot, windmill down touch. Roll out of your back heel and step into plank pose. You decide if you're gonna add your vinyasa, maybe lower straight down, press into your feet, come into your back, but maybe a bigger back bend, even up dog. And then up and over the toes into down dog. So find your version of the postures. Let's take a few big breaths. And then we'll look up, lift our heels, inhale, and then exhale, make your move forward. Inhale, monkey, exhale, fold, rise up, palms together, and exhale, hands to heart. Okay, I'm gonna switch my position to stay where you are. We come to mountain pose, reach the arms up, bend the knees, chair, back to mountain, bend the knees, chair, back to mountain. One more time, inhale, chair, exhale, mountain, pull the navel in, we're gonna bend the knees, chair, palms together, hands to the heart, right elbow to the left thigh, taking this twisted chair, back to chair, palms together, hands to the heart, left elbow, right thigh, twisting the other way, coming to chair, straighten the legs, exhale, fold, inhale, monkey, touch the ground, right leg's gonna come straight back, warrior one. I like to widen my left foot, this right foot, sometimes we need to bump that in. Find your foundation, we're gonna keep the pelvis facing forward, like you've got headlights on your hip. And then reach the arms up, Virabhadrasana one, warrior one. Take a moment, acclimate. Interlace the hands behind your skull. Open your elbows, stretch the crown of the head, open up the heart space. And then neutralize, keep your core activated as you bow. Rising back up, reaching the arms up, open the arms, left arm underneath the right, eagle arms. Let's just broaden the back body here. Keep the core activated as you fold towards your left thigh. We're gonna rise back up. Let's walk the left foot over an inch or two, pick up the right foot and open the arms, warrior two. Take the right hand behind the back, reverse the warrior with the bind. Open the arms out, take an inhale, exhale. Straighten the left leg, let's open the arms wide. Realize I forgot something, I'll come back. Keep your navel drawn in. Take a few nice, really deep breaths, big breaths. All right, we'll rise up and bend this left knee. Let's bring this front, the hands to the hips. Widen the left foot, we're gonna come into warrior one again. I forgot something, reach the arms up. Interlace the hands behind your skull. You're gonna kick off the left heel and straighten the leg, and then bend the knee. So kicking off the heel, straightening, and then bending. And one more time, let's kick off the heel and then bend. Now we'll reach the arms up, bring the hands down. Add or subtract a vinyasa. So right heel could come off the ground, step back plank, squeeze the upper arms together, rock forward, lower straight down, bend the knees, press into the feet, Sphinx, Cobra, high Cobra, up dog. And then over the toes into down dog. Let's meet here for a few moments and just touch base. Tap in. We'll find a few more nice, long, strong breaths. Right, and then let your heels lift, knees down. Soften the upper back, walk out, playful puppy. Let's just take a few moments here in this stretch. Checking in. And then lift your head and walk the hands toward us. Walk your knees towards your wrists and we'll sit down. Doing that time. Okay. All right, so have a sip of water if you'd like. I'm feeling like I need some. And we're gonna come into heron or heron variations. where we can add the quadricep stretch or not. We'll work some more with the hamstrings and add some twist in preparation for deeper in the practice, the bigger back bends we're heading to. Okay. So, let's see. You can bend your right leg and come into half heroes on the side. This may not be for you. If not, you can keep your leg extended or put your foot in this position in tree pose, right? All right. And then we're going to bend the opposite, the left leg, and hold the foot with our hands. If that needs a little assistance, take the strap around your left foot, right? Right, so you can put the strap or hold it. Now, you can see why the ankle and the top of the foot, the whole foot needs to really be open for this stretch. It's you can feel a lot going on there. Now, with your hand on your left foot or your hands on the strap, we're going to open this leg to the side and come back. Open to the side and come back. Let's do that again. Open to the side and come back. Now let's see, we're going to take the right hand to the left ankle or put your strap in, oops, did I say that? Your right hand to your left ankle. I reversed you. And now we're going to stretch. You're going to stretch your left hand behind you, or you can hold the strap here. Right, and then we'll come back around and then bring the leg down. All right, shift to the side. And then let's just flex and point the feet. Hopefully I didn't mess the cueing up on it. All right, now we're gonna do the other side. So you're gonna let your left knee bend back, come to the middle of your pose. You don't have to do the hair, and you might be able to do this quadricep on one side and not the other, that's fine. We'll bend the right leg and hold the foot with our hands. Stretch to the ball line of your foot, or use your strap. Nothing wrong with that, right? You can use your strap. And sit up, it's like really tall, stretching through the crown of our head. All right. And now either with the strap in your right hand or your hand on your foot, we're going to open and come back in. Open and come back in. Let's do that again. Open and come back in. Now we'll add the twist. So now the strap is either going to be in your left hand, or your left hand's going to hold your right foot and then reach behind you, taking it into a twist. And then we're going to come back around and then bring this leg down. All right, and then let's take the foot that we bent, the knee we bent back, and then flex and point our feet a few times. All right, and then let's bend our knees in front of us, and we're going to take like a lobster crawl. But if you have tight wrists, you're just going to take a half table instead, right? You're going to come here. If you can come with me, we're going to kind of come to the front of the mat. Fingertips are turning toward my heels. And I'm going to lift up, and I'm just going to kind of walk back here. And then come forward. Okay? Back. And forward. Okay, and then let's sit down. We'll all meet there together. Cross your ankles, and we're going to stand up for a minute. And we're going to play with King Dancer Natrajasana as our standing on one leg balance today. It's also reinforcing all of the things we're working on today for camel pose. So you can put your hand on a wall to grab your foot. You can use your strap around your foot. If you're really tight in your quadriceps or your shoulders are tight, you can do it this way, right? So you know there's lots of choices. I like to be on the hard ground rather than my mat. So we're going to start with the left leg. So we'll make sure the right foot gets really grounded and this is all engaged, core is activated. We'll put the hands on our hips and draw the elbows back. Now shift away to the right foot and reach down and grab your ankle or use your strap. That's enough. That's going to do a lot of good work. If you'd like, take your right arm up and lift your heart. That might be enough, or you could reach your right arm forward. Those of you that want to play with chop chop asana, soften your right knee and reach to the floor or block, don't have to. It's just something I'm just adding that in if you'd like, for fun. If you guys went down, try to come back up, and we'll release, all right? Shake it off, no judgment. All right, let's go the other way. Right leg's gonna be the knee we bend. Open your heart space. Reach your left arm up. You can pull your right heel up higher. You can reach out longer in front of you if you like that version. You can reach down to the floor or a block. Keep your kneecap closed. And then we can come back up. All right, and then release it. Great, all right. So let's come down to our mat. All right. And we're just going to, let's stretch our legs out for a moment. I just want you to take the fist of your hands and just kind of rub here the tops of your thighs, okay? Okay. All right, we're gonna bend both knees. We're gonna take a bridge pose as a warm up for our camel pose. If you have full wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana in your practice and you want to do that, that's of course great. You could take a supported bridge if that's best for you, if that's what you need right now. We're moving toward the end of practice. All right, so let's come onto our back and just get connected, grounded to the earth. We'll take a couple of healing breaths. And then, if you're with me on bridge, bend your elbows and make fists with your hands. So you use your arms to press into the earth. Now press your hips up. You can feel your hip flexors, the front tops of your thighs are open. Bring the arms down. Now let's just take a couple of long, deep breaths here. We'll take one more breath. And then lower the hips down. Widen your feet and let's drop the knees over to the left. So a windshield wiper. We'll come back to center and we'll take this to the other side. Come back to center, bring your feet together, hug your knees in toward your heart. We'll rock a little side to side, press the back down, it should feel yummy. Now, we're gonna come into camel pose, and if you feel like you'd rather take another bridge or a bound bridge or a wheel, you're open for that. If you're gonna come with me, I like to take my mat and roll it over a few times so I have a little extra cushion on my knees. All right. So here, it's important that we keep the core activated. If you've got tight hamstrings or hip flexors, you could put blocks by your heels. Then you've got something to lean into. You don't have to go quite so deep. You can do one arm, one side at a time, right? So just know that don't pressure yourself. It's all good. But let's start together. So we're gonna have the ribs draw down, the navel draws in, the pelvic floor lifts. I'm gonna slide my hands in my back pockets and draw my elbows together. All right, the first part of this, you don't have to go all the way back, it's just heart space opening, right? So lifting out of your waistband, opening up your heart, and you could stay right here. You could look straight ahead or look up. And then from there, you can reach for your blocks or your heels, one heel at a time, or one arm at a time, right? I'm gonna press down and open up. Take your head back if that feels available. Bring your hands to your glutes again. Now we're gonna sit in a hero's pose and let that be digested for a moment. So just let that be digested. Now you could take a child's pose or take one more camel with me. Ustrasana, up to you. I sometimes just feel that second one is just like even better. And I didn't mention this. If you have any issues with your low back, or you want to just feel a lot more integrated, take a block between your thighs and squeeze the thighs between your legs. So you're going to get a little more space in your low back. Hug the muscles to the bones on the hips. You're going to activate the core. Hands in your back pockets, elbows draw together. Lift out of your waistline. Let's open up the upper back. We could stay here. We could walk our hands toward our heels. And then we'll come up and just take a quiet seat or a child's pose for just a moment here. Let's just let that be integrated into us, like digested and processed. So bigger back bends, they go at the end of the practice because we have to prepare for them. Let's take another moment or two here. Another breath. And then we'll release our seat. And you can roll your mat back out if you rolled it like mine. All right, and then let's sit down. And we're going to come into a knees bent position and scoot the glutes toward the heels and walk onto your elbows. All right, so let's just come to constructive rest pose for a moment. Just kind of check in. Walk the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop. We're coming to Supta Baddha Konasana. And let's take our left hand on our hearts, our anatomical heart, and we'll put our right hand right on top. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here. And then we can open up the arms. Either stay like this or pull your knees together. We're going to stretch the legs out. Setting up for Shavasana, for a peaceful pose. You might breathe anything, exhale anything that's on the surface that maybe you're ready to let go of. Maybe let's all come to that image of the diamond that we are. And maybe it's gotten a little dusty. Could use a little dusting. Just tap into the brilliance, the radiance that is each of us. We'll rest here. And just as you're resting, I'll just circle back to the Yoga Sutras describe in detail a specific process of examining the clutter in the mind that obscures the brilliance of the true self. Imagine the self as a luminous diamond. Over the course of our lives, the bright jewel becomes clouded by our experiences and by conditioned thoughts and behaviors. We consequently forget the inner radiance that still exists under the layers of dirt and dust. The practice of yoga is intended to rub off layer by layer the coating that obscures the clarity and beauty of the true self. So very slowly, gradually connecting to your body and to your breath. Let's take a moment and let's tap into yourself, to your inner space, to your heart. And we'll just bend the knees and give ourselves an embrace, a loving embrace, and rock a little bit from side to side. Good. And yeah, rock a little bit from side to side. And then let's come into a seated position. You could come into crossed ankle, Sukhasana, sweet seat. Or if you wanted to, you could come back into Heroes. If that's available, don't have to. Just do what's best. And let's just kind of take a moment here. Nice straight spine. Draw the navel center in and up. Head of the arm bones back. If you like, bring the palms together in front of the heart chakra, the anahata, that's right above the sternum, the center, the energetic heart. And I'm going to come back to this Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave. I bow to the goodness within myself, the true eternal teacher. Satchitananda Mortaye, this essence inside of me takes the form of pure joy, pure awareness, and bliss. Nishva Panchaya Shantaya, always present, luminous, and full of peace. This essence is my true nature. Niralambaya Teja Se, independent in its existence, full of light and always supporting me. Let's bring the fingertips up to the forehead. Just take a moment, honor yourself, your practice. And then from there, we'll bow to one another to say namaste. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
If you have to run and dash, I totally understand. If you have a moment and you want to I guess Susan has to unmute us.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, or you can unmute yourself. Anyway, everyone, I hope you have a beautiful day and a wonderful Valentine's Day and a weekend of self-love as well as love for others, right? Thank you so much. Backbending, it's just so freeing to do backbending practices, and hopefully you feel a little lighter and more open-hearted. So, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Megan.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Happy
Okay.
Valentine's Day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Take good care.
Hi, Ron.